same time, ourselves investigators, we not only want what's best for Casey, we want what's best for Kaylee. So if there's any information that we can get out there, we're encouraging that to happen. Nothing has happened.
To that end, how difficult is it for you to go in there and talk to your sister, knowing that she can't say everything and you can't say it?
Right. Oh, it's very difficult. I mean, it's like kind of having, you know, your second half or your right arm, you know, someone that you're used to or something that you're used to using or seeing, you know, on a, well, whatever basis that you wanted, someone that you know you could confide into both ways. And I mean, there's personal stuff that's going on with me throughout all this that I'd love to be able to confide in my sister, because it's something that we've always done with each other. And, you know, because we don't want things speculated on and, you know, reported falsely and things like that. I mean, we choose to bottle it up and internalize a lot of it. And, you know, it has that effect on my mother, or, you know, friends and family, whatever. They have a tough time dealing with it. So it's hard. It's very hard.
You have a birthday that you're going to be celebrating this Saturday.
Yes.
How can you possibly do that without her being here?
Well, if that's the case, if she's not here at the time, then we'll deal with it. And if she's here at the time, we'll deal with it. I mean, there's going to be a plan that we're going to celebrate her third birthday regardless. Now, the extent of all that, being my mother and father's house, you know, they're of course going to set up whatever it is. I've of course given them my encouragement on what we should do. You know, we should keep it very just kind of close knit, as we do, you know, a lot of things when we're, you know, dealing with family and personal items, and, you know, just to make sure that we're all, you know, because that's going to be an important day for all of us, you know.
What can you tell us about some of the things your research has provided to you? I mean, I've been doing my own research.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody is.
Just because, you know, I'm starting to have nightmares and everything else.
Yeah.
It seems that Case is a very gregarious person, makes friends with people, you know, when she meets them, you know. Is there a concern that she was maybe too trusting with some brand new people that she met, or where is your research leading you?
Well, to speak specifically on, you know, on that, I mean, I think that's kind of my nature. I know that's my sister's nature too, that we're, you know, we're very open and very interpersonal with people brand new. I mean, we take a lot of people at face value for what they're, you know, for what they're doing. So, of course, that opens up the window for if somebody had ulterior motives to take advantage of that. Now, to speak specifically to this situation, is that something that, you know, it's, everything is a possibility right now is probably the easiest way to put it. Until I could hear something specific, something definitive specifically, you know, from or through my sister, and you guys know the situation with that, it's very difficult. So in the meantime, knowing how my sister works, because I work the same way with a lot of that, you know, I'm trying to think about all that, you know, because these are things that when you try to convey them to investigators or try to convey it to somebody else, it's hard for them to completely grasp what I'm trying to say. So I found the best way is to, along with them in parallel, follow up and do my things too, and then kind of give my 2 cents on it. And it's actually, I think it's improved, and I'll let, of course, the investigators speak to that more, but I think the relationship that myself personally and that my folks have had with them, especially over the last week or so, has been great. It's been a very good encouragement on how we need to move forward so we can get the information right to find where Kaylee is, and then obviously everything with my sister will be worked out.
For
So
a national audience that may not know this community well or understand how, you know, downtown Orlando is, or just in general the transient nature, tourists coming in, random people coming in, how would you describe any concern or highlight, sort of lay the land a little bit for a national audience about in what setting this missing child, how this sort of may have happened?
Right. Well, I mean, Orlando, this area, UCF area, which is 20 minutes away from here. I mean, our residence here is kind of a hub of everything, you know, when it comes to Central Florida. Central Florida is very unique, where you can, within 20 minutes, you can be at an airport, at a major college, at, you know, one of 4 different major malls. You know, there's plenty of places to go, plenty of, you know, new people to meet, and because of that, it obviously attracts a lot of people from out of town, from all different, backgrounds and, ethnicities and all that kind of stuff. And that's what makes Orlando great. But at the same time, as it relates to this case, of course, it gives the opportunity that, not only for myself, but for my sister, whatever, we're able to meet all different kinds of people from every walks of life. So that's, I guess, because of our setting, it makes it maybe that much more difficult to try to figure out and track, what had been going on or what continues to go on, as this kind of unfolds. So I guess that's what's made it a little difficult, because if we were in the sticks in a way, it'd be, everyone kind of knows everybody. It might be a little a little easier to figure some of that stuff out. So I think that's what everybody's kind of running into is, just trying to make sure if anybody had any.
Can you discuss, was your sister in any sort of financial trouble? I mean, was she banking at an AMSCA, or did she have a real bank?
I don't know if she had actually done anything at that AMSCA other than actually bringing, pretty much pushing her car there after she ran out of gas. So aside from that, I don't know if there's anything else from there. I've not been able to figure that out. To my knowledge, no transaction had been made there from her, but a lot of that stuff's confidential. They wouldn't give it to me anyway. So that's obviously the problem, where myself or anybody else, it's not law enforcement, trying to follow up on leads. It's kind of hard to do that because we don't have the resources or the legal means to go about a lot of this. That's why we still encourage everybody, when you send in your tips, don't send them to us, send them to the police. The good thing is the police, we work together. So if they want opinion, or if they need help in something, it's not been out of the normalcy for them to reach out to me or to reach out to my father or to my mother and say, hey, could you follow up on this in a different way? Because of course we have established relationships with so many different people in the community, and we want them to utilize us just like we want, we're all resources to finding Kaylee, and we understand that, and we want to do whatever we can to do that. So
can you correct, for the record, why Casey left home to begin with? Some say it was just to go on a work business trip. Others say she was kicked out of the house because she did something bad. Others say she got in a fight with your mom and was just trying to get her own place. Can you sort of correct that at all?
Yeah, I can tell you the latter two of those is completely incorrect. The first one is close. Casey left the house with Kaylee on the morning of the 16th of June to not only, because she was still working, at that time, to not only work, but then also she had some vacation time. So to take some vacation time so she can kind of, spend time with Kaylee and all that stuff, go to the beach, go to theme parks, whatever a mother and daughter would do. Of course, her intention were to spend time, with Kaylee.
So you can confirm the last time Casey saw Kaylee was the 16th?
Yes.
Where was she working?
She's been working for a specific company, which I've been asked not to disclose, as an event coordinator, working in conjunction with Universal Studios.
Like a promotions, marketing?
Something like
company?
that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
A company contracted out.
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
That makes sense, because in one of the calls she said to you she had to go to Universal, and you're like, oh, that makes sense, but you would say on the phone what it was.
Right.
She wasn't going there hanging out.
Right. When it comes to when it comes to specific things for the investigation, obviously the police are only going to release what they need to release. Of course, we're being advised from them on what to say and what not to say and all those kind of things too. And we're doing that to maintain the integrity of the case and maintain the integrity of finding Kaylee. And remember, that's what it's all boils down to. So,
and this was seasonal or ongoing employment?
From what I've been able to see, it's been ongoing for, throughout this year. I haven't really had a reason to look any further back.
This isn't color vision. This is something.
No. This is something completely different. So.
And at the same time, she was helping Tony with Fusion.
Yes, and that was a little more. Exactly. Not on because remember, he's a contractor through them, so same type of a thing.
But she wasn't on the payroll with the same person Tony was.
No.
She was just helping
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No.